4:51 right now. It is a special day here at WMAR2 News. A book written by our reporter, Brian Kuebler, comes out today. It's based on a story that he covered extensively years ago. A popular professor from Stevenson University was killed when the driver of a big rig fell asleep at the wheel and slammed into their car. WMAR2 News' Jamie Costello has more about the long blink.
9 years in the blink of an eye.
I want the world to know.
And it will, in the long blink, written by our award-winning reporter, Brian Kuebler.
I wanted to do justice and honor by the Slattery family, and I wanted the topic and the issue to really grab people. And for that, it needed to be really well written, and I poured over a lot of those lines.
Each sentence carved out spells out a bad decision by a trucker who fell asleep at the wheel, barreling into Ed's wife's car, killing her and punishing his then 12-year-old son.
It hurts every day because I have to look at my son, who's now 21, not doing any of the things he should be doing, and knowing that he's never going to do them.
Brian brings to life the love between Ed and his wife, Susan. You will read Dear Susan letters throughout the book.
The love that Ed and Susan had and have, and how he expresses that in these letters, is just something that I think people have to read.
And under moonlit nights or foggy mornings, Ed will get that tap on the heart.
Literally, I say, okay, sweetheart, I need you.
But for the rest of time, this man needs his dad. You'll read about community spirit toward Ed and his family.
My friends sat with Matthew from 4 in the afternoon until 6 a.m. for 6 months, simply because I asked them to do that.
The most gripping part of the read is when they travel west to meet the trucker face to face.
I said, listen, I've done thousands of these interviews as a reporter. I can tell you unequivocally this was the most challenging and incredible interview I've ever conducted.
If he walked up to me today and said, Ed, I am sorry for what I did, I would give him a hug. And I'd say, you are totally, absolutely, unequivocally forgiven.
Ed feels the trucker never woke up that morning destined to destroy lives. Ed doesn't cry anymore. He's out. He's tired. Still, I press him to the last time he found a tear.
When he graduated from high school, when he walked across the stage with his walker, and I just found an empty room and cried for 30 minutes.
And now they did it. They put out a book to talk about the changing course of history for this family, the trucking industry, and the government.
I want the change that Ed wants. I don't, and I've always said this, and it's in the introduction of the book, I've never been a reporter that really wanted to change the world. I just wanted my journalism to inform those that can.
Well, the lines Brian writes will not allow you to blink, especially at the end.
The ending is something no one will see coming. And I didn't see coming. I don't think Ed saw coming. And that interview was, I'll never forget that interview.
Words that the world needs to know. And by now you know the love Ed has for his son, who is enduring the long blink.
I'm incredibly proud of him and just love him to death. We're pals. We're kind of joined at the hip.
That's Jamie Costello reporting on Brian Kuebler's new book. Again, The Long Blink comes out today. You can also join Brian and Ed Slattery. They're going to be at the Pratt Library Central Branch for a discussion tonight at 6:30, talking about that book and the story behind it, part of the library's Writers Live series. And as you see Brian Kuebler on our news pretty much every day, he continued working while he was writing this huge project. And this is a major publishing house publishing this book. It's on Amazon, it's at Barnes & Noble, it's in bookstores all over the country starting today.
Good for Brian.
Yeah, and it's really a story that he just felt needed to be told.
Yeah, sometimes you got to do it.
Right.
You poured so much work into this piece, and we're so proud of you, Brian, and we look forward to reading it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
right,
It's an important
absolutely.
story.